the heart of marriage is just to have this great relationship. And it's this love relationship. And it's where we feel safe, we feel secure, we feel connected, someone that we can be open and vulnerable with and we can talk to in no fears inside the relationship. We can just relax with them. And we as mentors, we talk with couples about this and we kind of outline that and they all nod and they get it and they agree. No one's ever disagreed. But the reality is many couples don't really feel safe, especially emotionally safe inside their relationship. And when we don't feel safe, our natural tendency for all people is to protect ourselves in some way. And I think that's probably the right thing to do. But, we protect ourselves by, some do it by shutting down, withdrawing. They build walls around themselves so they won't be vulnerable with anybody. Others try to reach out and control and manipulate their spouse in order to get, what they would like out of the relationship. Others try to stamp out the behavior that they see as hurting them by reacting with harsh words and critical statements. But we react to protect ourselves, and it doesn't help. So how can we add safety into the dialogue to create something that is open and vulnerable and relaxing and comfortable and soothing? Because that's the relationship, the marriage bond that we all want. So what does safety look like to you inside of a relationship? And so here's my list. One, I want someone that's going to listen to me, and I want them to validate me and to understand me. I want them to treat me as someone who's very valuable to them. And so hold me in high esteem, I guess, and treat me as something precious. I would like for them to give me the benefit of the doubt. So when I do act poorly, that they'll go, hey, help me understand, what it is you're thinking. So that means I don't want to be judged. I don't want them to judge my motives. I want them to go, hey, I don't think that you're like that. So help me to understand what you're thinking. Is that just a bad moment or what's going on here? And I want them to listen to my opinions. And even when they disagree, to at least honor that they're my opinions. And, occasionally I'm wrong. So that's okay. Sometimes I do need to be corrected and I need to hear other people's opinions as well. So when my wife treats me like this, I feel special. I feel honored. I'm more likely to be vulnerable and open, and my defenses drop. And the relationship just feels relaxed and secure, and it's safe, and things go well. So here's the rub, though. So the question, what makes for a safe relationship for you? But then the second part of that question is, are you a safe person? So I have been forced to deal with this and to think about this because I've talked about safety with couples, and it makes me think, am I a safe person? So I hold up that same criteria because the Bible says, to treat others the way you would like to be treated. Do I listen to my spouse? Do I listen with understanding and to try to understand? Do I treat my wife as someone who's valuable and precious to me and someone that I hold in high regard? Do I give her the benefit of the doubt when I'm seeing something I don't like, that, it's like, I know you don't mean to be mean. So do I listen to her and try to understand what's really going on inside of her and what her needs are? Do I listen to her opinions? And even when I disagree, do I try to honor that she has the opinions? And do I judge her or not, or try to judge her motives? And instead of just going, I'm help me understand again. I don't get why you're saying that or what's happening inside of you. And then do we try to work things out or not? I want, I want that, and so do I do that with her? And in reality, when I look at that list, I am not always a safe person. And it's something that I need to work at, and I want to, because I want her to be open and vulnerable with me. And I want her to be relaxed with me, and that we can just relax and have fun with each other and be connected and safe. All right, so what's this have to do with mentoring? This same list or the way of thinking helps to reframe a conversation. So instead of pointing our fingers at what our spouse is or isn't doing, it's, are we creating safety inside of our environment? So we will ask, what would make you feel safer in your relationship? And couples, of course, don't have a list like I just went through, but that's okay. They'll have a couple things. Usually, it's some behavior that their spouse is doing, and then it's also what would help you to be a safer person. And if we can create the conversation and reframe it around how do we create safety, people will naturally open up and be more vulnerable with one another. So it's a great dialogue to have. It's a great way to reframe the conversation and to get couples talking about how to build their relationship. So here's my 3 tips. Add the topic of safety to your dialogue and work it in when you're talking to them. Ask them what would make you feel more safe in your relationship. But then also ask, what could you do that would make you a safer person? So I think if we can reframe that conversation, and what we've seen in couples when we do this, it helps them to think it through of how safety and being a safe person will help their relationship to achieve the connection that they really honestly want.